Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is your lecture 5 in the writing course, and the title of this lecture, or the focus, is describe a favorite place. So this is a lecture that follows lecture 4, the same focus. The lecture components for today are grammar first. We will study adverbs, and we also have something about strategies and conventions, organization from general to specific, and we will discuss these in detail. As for writing, we will talk about descriptive writing. First, let's talk about adverbs, the grammar component in this lecture. What's an adverb and what does it do? An adverb gives or adds more to the meaning of a verb or an adjective or another adverb. For example, I called you last night. Last night is an adverb of time, and it tells us more about the verb call, called. I called, verb, when did I call you? Time, last night. Another sentence, your dress is very beautiful. Now, the adverb is very. Very is an adverb that gives more or adds more to the meaning of the adjective, beautiful. So your address is not only beautiful, it's very beautiful. The rain stopped quite suddenly. The rain stopped suddenly. But we have another adverb, quite. So we have two adverbs here. The rain stopped suddenly. Suddenly is an adverb, and quite is another adverb. An adverb adding to the meaning of another adverb. She's watching them carefully. She's watching them how? Carefully. So the verb is watching, and how is she watching them? Carefully. Carefully is the adverb that adds more to the meaning of the verb watching. I sometimes go shopping with my parents. I go shopping with my parents. I go shopping every day. I go shopping once a week. But in this sentence, I sometimes go shopping. So the verb go is modified or made clearer by the adverb sometimes. Sometimes is an adverb. We will study these adverbs in detail today. So there are different types of adverbs, as you have seen from the examples on the previous slide. The first type is the adverb of time. And the adverb of time shows when an action or something is done or happens. It answers the question when, and it is either placed at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. So the adverb of place, adverb of time, goes at the beginning or at the end of a sentence. Examples. I phoned you when? Yesterday. I saw her walking along the river when? Last week. Now in these two examples, you can take the adverb of time and place it at the beginning of the sentence. So you can say, yesterday I phoned you. Last week I saw her walking along the river. So this is type 1. Now, for type 2, adverb of place. So this adverb, or kind of adverb, shows where an action or something is done or happens. It's about the place. It answers the question where, and it is placed after the verb. This adverb comes after the verb in a sentence. Let's see some examples. Example 1, I live here. I live here. Where is the verb? The verb is live. And the adverb here comes after the verb. He fell down. He fell down. The verb is fell and the adverb is down. Type 3, adverb of manner. What do we mean by manner? This kind of adverb shows how, not when or where, how an action or something is done. So it answers the question how, and it is usually placed just after the verb. Examples: she sleeps soundly. How does she sleep? Soundly. He drives. How does he drive? Quickly. So soundly and quickly are adverbs of manner because they describe how the verb happens. Sleeps soundly, drives quickly. Type 4, adverb of degree or quantity. Degree or quantity. Degree, we mean to what degree. For example, beautiful, very beautiful. Not only beautiful, very beautiful. Or how much, quantity, how much. Okay. And this kind of adverb is usually placed before the adjective or the adverb. Let's see some examples. It's dark. It's not only dark, it's too dark for us to see anything. Too is an adverb of degree. It's like very. It's very dark. Here, it's too dark for us to see anything. We cannot see anything because of the dark. So too is an adverb and dark is an adjective. So too modifies the adjective dark. Last night it rained heavily. Not only heavily, very heavily. So very is an adverb of degree. It rained heavily, but very heavily it means more. The fifth type of adverb is the adverb of frequency, and this answers the question how often. What do we mean by how often? For example, when you say I visit my friends once a week. I go to Mecca once a year. I always wake up at 7 o'clock. I sometimes wake up at 7 o'clock. And we studied these adverbs in a previous lecture. Examples on the adverbs of frequency: he will never finish in time. He will finish in time? No, never, negative. He will never finish in time. You see, never comes before the verb finish. Another example: we always go to school by bus. Every day. We always go to school by bus. You can say, we sometimes go to school by bus, and sometimes by car. Okay? Now let's do an exercise on the types of adverbs. And the exercise is on page 70 in your books. Number 1 is already done. It's not sunny. It's really sunny. It's really sunny. Not only sunny, it's really sunny. Very sunny. People in the park are walking slowly. What is the adverb? Slowly. The adverb is slowly, adverb of manner. How are they walking? They are walking slowly. No. People in the park are walking quickly. The opposite of slowly. Not slowly, quickly. Number 3. A man is painting very carelessly. Very carelessly. You remember these sentences from the previous lecture. We studied them in the previous lecture. A man is painting. How is he painting? Carelessly? No. A man is painting very carefully. Carefully. So carefully and carelessly have opposite meanings. They are not the same. Number 4. An old man and a tall woman are talking and laughing. How are they talking and laughing? Quietly? Quietly? No. They are talking and laughing loudly. Quietly is the opposite of loudly. You can see the 3 adverbs. In number 2, slowly and quickly. In number 3, carelessly and carefully. In number 4, quietly and loudly. All these are adverbs of manner. How the verb is done or the action happens. Number 5, a brother and sister are playing in the park. They are playing in the park. How? Sadly. Sad. They are playing sadly. No, they are not playing sadly. They are playing happily. Happily. The opposite of sadly is happily. Now, as you can see here, there is a web address, and there you can find an exercise, and these are sentences from the same web page. You need to find the adjective in the first sentence and fill the gap with the adverb. Look at number 1. John or Joanne is happy. Happy is an adjective. Can you change it to an adverb? Happy, happily. Joanne is happy. Who is happy? Joanne. She smiles. How does she smile? She smiles happily. Happily is an adverb. It describes the verb smiles. The boy is loud. The boy is loud. His voice is loud. He shouts. Verb. How does he shout? He shouts loudly. He shouts loudly. Number 3. Her English is fluent. Fluent. You can see that fluent is an adjective because it describes her English. It describes a noun. She speaks English. How does she speak English? Fluently. She speaks English fluently. Number 4. Our mom was angry. Our mom was angry. She spoke to us how? Angrily. Angrily. Notice the spelling of angrily. A-N-G-R-I-L-Y. Number 5. My neighbor is a careless driver. He is a careless driver. Careless is an adjective that describes the driver. So, how does he drive? We need an adverb to describe the verb drives. He drives carelessly. Carelessly. As you can see on this slide, we have adjectives, and they are typed in green: happy, loud, fluent, angry, careless. And these adjectives describe nouns. Happy, who is happy? Juan. Who is loud? The boy, etc. But the words in red: happily, loudly, fluently, angrily, carelessly, these are all adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner answer the question how. How does she smile? Happily. How does he shout? Loudly, etc. We have more sentences from the same page. Can you try and do them? Okay. Number 6. The painter is awful. The painter is awful, so he paints awfully. Jim is wonderful. A wonderful piano player. He plays the piano wonderfully. This girl is very quiet. She often sneaks out of the house quietly. She goes out of the house quietly. Number 9, she's a good dancer. She dances really well. Notice, good is an adjective. The adverb is well. We don't say goodly. There is no word in English like that. Good, well. This exercise is simple. You have to put one word in each space. Simply. Simply. Okay? Here are 2 more web addresses about adverbs, and you can do some exercises there and learn more about adverbs. Now, let's move to the second section of this lecture, which is organization. And I want you to pay attention to this because you need to write and organize your writing. So, we are talking about organization from general to specific. So, when you write, you can start with general information and then give specific information. For example, in the reading on page 66, which we studied in the last lecture, Francisco first describes the general setting. He describes the place and time, and he tells what he is doing. Then he adds specific information, specific details about the characters, the people in the park. Then he describes the action, what is happening. Let's talk about this in more detail. So, when you write, you can start with number 1, general information. Like what? The place and time. And what you are doing. Look at this paragraph, and this paragraph is also found in the previous lecture. There are many interesting places in my neighborhood. Place, we are talking about place and time here. General information. One place is Oak Street Park, another place. Oak Street Park, I am at Oak Street Park right now. Okay, another place. It's my favorite place. So, this is the place where you are now. It's 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. What time is it? It is 1 o'clock. So, you mention or you talk about the time. What are you doing? I am sitting on a bench and writing in my journal. Okay, so you can see in this paragraph we have general information about the place and the time and what you are doing at this moment. Okay, there are also sentences about the weather, because you are talking about the setting, general setting. Today is a beautiful day. It's really sunny and hot. The sky is clear and bright, and the air smells fresh and sweet. So this is the first paragraph. In the second paragraph, Francisco wrote about the characters, the people in the park. And I hope you remember this from the previous lecture. Okay, look at this paragraph. The park is very crowded with people. There are many people at the park. Some people are young and some people are old. Some people are tall and some are short. So you can see here, Francisco is describing the people. Some people have short hair. One old man has no hair. A tall woman is standing beside him. All these sentences in this paragraph are about the people in the place that you are in. Now, the third paragraph is about action. What is happening around you at that time and in that place? Okay, there are a lot of things happening around me. For example, many people are exercising. Notice the present continuous, are exercising. They are walking quickly or riding their bikes. There is a food stand to the right of the entrance. A few people are eating. Okay, look at the other verbs. They are written in blue. He is painting. A young girl is playing. Her brother is playing. They are running and jumping. Their mother is sitting. She is watching. So this is the third paragraph. And you can see that all the sentences are about the actions. What is happening around you? So in these 3 slides, we talked about organization from the general to the specific. Now, let's do an exercise on this. We have 4 sentences, and I want you to number them in order from general to specific. The sentences are, look at the sentences. I'm staying home and watching a movie. It's a cold, wet Saturday in Washington, D.C. They are singing and dancing. There are many people in the movie. Which sentence is most general? The most general sentence. It is this one. It's a cold, wet Saturday in Washington. You see time and place. Washington and Saturday. Description, cold, wet Saturday. Very general. The following sentence, where are you now? I'm staying home. What are you doing? Watching a movie. Okay? So, this is paragraph sentence 2. Now, what is happening around you? There are many people in the movie. There are many people in the movie. What are those people doing? They are singing and dancing. So this is the order of the sentences from general to specific. Another group of sentences. Look at the sentences. Some people are playing football. Some people are relaxing. Do you think this is a general sentence? No, it's not a general sentence. It's a specific detail. Carson Beach is very popular. We have a place here. It has water sports, a picnic area, and food stands. Okay, we are talking about a beach. Now, the following sentence, Carson City. We are talking about the city, or the whole city, not the beach. So the city is bigger than the beach because the beach is in the city. Carson City is very beautiful in the summer. It's a great place for vacation. Okay, here you can see we have Carson City is a place and summer is time. The beach is always very crowded. Many people are at Carson Beach right now. So this is number one, general, very general, place and time. Number two, about the beach itself. So first the city, then the beach. Okay, then we talk about the people and what they are doing. Okay. So this is called descriptive writing. What we discussed in the previous slides is called descriptive writing because you describe a place and you describe what is happening around you, what you are doing. So when you describe something or somebody or a certain place, you describe how it looks or tastes or smells or sounds or feels. Okay? And usually you talk about the setting and the characters and action. Three things as we mentioned. Setting, time and place, characters, the people, and actions, what is happening around you. Let's see an example here. The same paragraphs from the other slides and from the last lecture also. I am at my favorite place. Now this is a new paragraph, in fact. You can see we have two paragraphs. One is red and the second one is green. The first one is general and the second one is specific. In the first one we have the place and time. The place and time. I am where? At my favorite place, Broncato's Cafe. What time is it? It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What am I doing? I am sitting at a table and studying. Okay? Now describe the place. Broncato's is a nice cafe. Nice, adjective. There are many small round tables. You are describing the place around you. There are many Italian flags on the walls. Broncato's very crowded today. So you see, this is a very general description of the place and the time. Okay, now this is the general description. Now the second paragraph is about the specific details. It gives the specific details. Now you will describe the people in this place, in the cafe. You see, some people are old and some people are young. You are describing the people. Some people are eating quietly. Some people are talking loudly, etc. You read this paragraph and study it carefully. Again, if you look at this paragraph, here we are talking about the description. You can see that we start the first sentence leaving a small space from the margin. We call this indentation. I am. You do not start at the beginning of the sentence. And my favorite place is the title of your paragraph or topic. My favorite place. You can see that the title is capitalized. My, M capital, favorite capital, place capital. Okay? And look at all the green letters in this paragraph. They are written in capital letters. Of course, you know why we studied this in our first lecture. Okay? Now, the other words that are written in red are all adjectives. Yes, we need adjectives because we are describing a place. We have favorite, nice, small, round, Italian, crowded. We need to use adjectives when we describe. This is the second paragraph, and you can see here also we have many adjectives. They are in red: old, young, long, clean, tall, older, etc. All these are adjectives. Now the adverbs are written in blue: quietly, loudly, happily, etc. You can also see location phrases, and we also studied all of this. We studied all of this in our lectures. To the right of, behind, in front of, in addition to actions. Actions, what is happening now. He is smiling, the woman is giving, he is giving, etc. Now, try to write something like this. Imagine you are sitting at a cafe right now and write a paragraph to describe the cafe. Write a paragraph to describe the cafe. Start with a general description about the place and time, and say what you are doing. After that, describe the people in that place. And finally, describe what they are doing, what is happening around you. Try to use adjectives. Of course, you should use adjectives, adverbs, and location phrases, just like the examples we have discussed. You can order the information like this. This is an outline of the two paragraphs that we read in slide 20, I think. The number is 20. Olivia's note about Rocato's Cafe, you can then refer to this. You can order your information like this: my notes, general information, where are you now, what time is it, what are you doing, general. Then specific information, describe the place and the people and what they are doing. And finally, talk about what's happening around you, action. So when you describe a place or a favorite place, you start with what? General information, specific information, details. Which one? Okay, the answer is general information. Another question. We have a paragraph here, and one of the sentences is irrelevant. The sentence is number 5. Study this paragraph carefully. Thank you very much, and see you in our next lecture, inshallah.